Hey everybody, it's Harold from Living in the Hill Country. Welcome to Harold's Workshop. Today I'm going to be building some wooden planters, the ones that we can use outside in our landscaping, I'll put on a patio, or we could even use them inside. Thank you for watching this video. Let's get to it. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right here in the Hill Country of Texas. So here's kind of the idea, the planters that I build, or we have built to put around our landscaping out front. And I figured I'd go ahead and build them and possibly sell them at farmers markets or even during my plant sale. And they've been a pretty good hit so far, so I kind of wanted to just kind of show them to you. Very simple, made out of treated lumber. They're treated pine fence pickets and treated pine 1x2s and 1x4s. And the reason I use 1x4s is because 1x3s are difficult to come by for some reason. Every time I go to Lowe's or Home Depot, they just don't have them. So, now, I want to point out, because they are treated pine, they definitely need to be sealed. Sanded down and sealed clear finish or painted. But one way or the other, they have to be sealed up, because over time, although they are treated lumber, over a period of years, they will deteriorate with continued exposure to water and or dirt that is wet as well. So what I normally do is I will paint them with an exterior paint, and then on the inside as well as the outside I paint them. But when I plant them on the inside, I'll put like a garbage bag, plastic garbage bag, or line the interior with plastic so that it protects the wood as much as possible from any type of exposure to water. And it also stops any type of water or dirt leaking out through the cracks of the fence pickets. You'll see that, which is very important, because then otherwise it'll leave streaks of water running out or dirt coming down, depending upon what color you paint it, you'll see it. So anyway, as you can see, this one is made out of 4 fence pickets, and then a few 1x2s and then 1x4s, and I seal off the corners, that kind of thing, kind of put wood putty in here, and then paint them up. They look pretty good. Now I'll show you a picture of one of them that I finished. I build them on these sizes for the height dimension: 17.5, 23 inch, 28, 33.5, and 39 inch. The 23 inch is the most popular. That's the one I just got finished showing you. And you cut the wood basically on, as you can tell, the wood is cut at a slant, and that's, I set my miter saw here at a 5%. I had to get some sawdust. You'll see there's 0, right? And then you count over 5. You put it on that little marker right there. That's 5. That's 5%, or 5 degrees. So it's a 5-degree angle, and that makes it angle down, right? Or angle up, however you want to pronounce that. So, and you can start that at any size, any width that you want. I normally cut them, the 23 inches, I cut them at 17 inches. The top would be 17 inches, and then cut those at an angle, and then cut an angle on the other one, and then size that one to the next one so that they're matched here, like this. And then I just keep doing that as, you know, as I progress down or up, either way. But you always want to, you really want to just start with the top one. Like you want to cut your 4 sides, which is going to be, you know, 2 of the 4 of each size of the pickets, right? The side panels, and then 4 pieces of the short trim, or the 1x2s, and then 4 pieces of the 1x4s. Tools you'll need tape measure, of course, a marking pencil or a pen. You're going to need a drill, all right, and then you're going to need a brad nailer. With the brad nailers, you want to use 1 1/4 inch brads, and as far as I also use wood screws to add stability, and I use 1 5/8 inch wood deck screws. You might want to go a little bit smaller, maybe go 1 1/2 inch on the wood deck screws, but I use 1 5/8 simply because of the fact that it gives it a little bit more. You have to slant them a little bit as you put them in so they don't poke through the sides, but so it'd probably be better if you just use 1 1/2 inch. So, and I use them, I guess, simply because that's what I have. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to try and give you the best shots possible while I'm doing this. And so what I do is I'll stack all 4 sides up, line them up, make sure that they're cut flush, and then I'll take the smaller trim, right, and I'll line that up on here. Oops, I flipped it the other way. Line that up on there. Okay. Like that. And then I'll take my brad nailer, and what I'll do is I'll put 2 brads here on this one, and then 2 brads on this one. Okay. I'll do the same on this side. Try and use the most colorful side, I guess. Might be limited with that, but I'll line that up. See? And you kind of want to keep these pushed together like that, and then out to the side where it's flush here. Okay. We'll set that up there. Okay, and we'll do that for the other 2 here. You can tell I'm a master carpenter, right? We're not going to worry about that ink mark there. That'll get sanded out or painted over, right? So line this up. Make sure they're together. There we go. You see those other guys on YouTube, and they're building stuff by wood, and they're just hammering stuff out. They're a little bit more gifted, I guess. You know, I'm supposed to disclose to you that you're supposed to be wearing all kinds of safety stuff, goggles and stuff. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to take this, the outside pieces, right, and you're going to put the 1x4s on the outside there, like that. And you're going to nail into the 1x2 there, like this. Okay. You're going to understand that this is on a smaller scale than what is normally a little bit smaller scale, but you're doing basically the same thing no matter what size planter you're actually doing. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put the wood on, or the sides, the trim wood on the sides rail. Okay, that, and then like this. Now that we have these two sides made, you'll see what we're out to do here. Right? You have your outside trim. This is your outside face plates, your outside trim. And what we're going to do is put this inside. So what we do, we take this, lie it down like this, and then lie it down like this. Right? We'll take the two pieces, put them in here like this. Hope you can see this. Like this. Whoops, I got that one upside down. There we go. Kind of like that. I'll bring this together. Kind of like that. Right? So then what I'll do is I'll go in here with a brad nailer and I'll put two brads in the sides, in each one of them, like so. Over here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to do the same here. Put that one down there. Put this one here. Now this might be a little challenging to get in there with the brad nailer. We'll see if we can do it. Okay. You might, some of these might have a little bit of a lip back here. I don't know if you can see that or not. On the bottom, which is fine. So we can always deal with that, but let's see if we can't get this. Might be challenged here. We'll just that one. Oops. There we go. A little bit challenged trying to get in there with the brad nailer, but because it's so small, you might take a hammer if there's any that are kind of protruding out a little bit. Okay, I don't know if my big head was in the way, but anyway, there's your planter now. And what I'll do is I will get my wood screws now. And on each one of these larger ones, I don't know if we'll have a problem with these smaller ones, whoops, but with the larger ones, you want to secure these top and bottom to discourage separation of the wood here. it helps secure it. So what I'll do is I'll put one here, countersink it a little bit. I'll put one here. I'll do the same on this side. And you notice I'm doing it on the 1x4, and I'm connecting the 1x2 and the 1x4 together is what I'm doing. Securing that outside, that outer shell of the planter. Okay? We'll take that over to this side here. Okay. Right about here. This might be. You're going to find it's challenging when you have knots. For the most part, it ties it together, secures the outer, all four walls together. Then what I'll do inside, I will take some of the screws. Whoops, I keep grabbing that bread water. And I'll angle one of the screws on the inside to that outer corner, kind of tying the 1x4 and the 1x2, whoops, and the fence pickets together. Got to do it kind of at an angle, a pretty good angle. Otherwise, if you don't, the screw will come through here, and we don't want that. Okay. I put one there. I'll put one here, here, and here. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. I can't do this so you can see what I'm doing. And that kind of sucks it all together here because the brad nails, although it does hold them together, are a little bit flimsy. Okay? Alright. What I should do is measure it for square. 21, 20 and a half. So I can tell now that I need to push it down a little bit, try and square it up. 20 16ths, 20 16ths. So there it's square now. You kind of just want to check it for square by measuring corner to corner, outside corner to outside corner. From here to here, just under 21. And from here to here, just under 21. Okay? So it's square now. You notice it's still kind of flimsy. Whoops. So now what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and get those anchor screws in here. Just like that. There we go again. This deal. Ouch. One more. See the angle I'm pretty much at? Pretty sharp angle there. But that will go through and connect to this one here. It'll go through this, of course, and then it connects to that outer 1x4, 1x2. And there we are. There's the planter. Now, of course, it doesn't have a bottom in it, so we could put a false bottom in here, all right? Wow, we could put trim wood here and then drop in some of the fence pickets in the bottom and put a false bottom in there. Or if it's going to go outside, what we'll do is just leave it like this if it's going in the dirt, and then we'll just, you know, you want that dirt contact with the root, so you just, you know, you rough up the dirt underneath there, you put this here, you put the plastic on the inside of it, and you fill it full of dirt, so when the roots grow down, they'll be able to go into the earth itself. Now, this is that portion. Now what we need to do is get our trim pieces on the top, our 1x2 trim pieces, so we're going to get those cut. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I cut the trim pieces, I guess. And there's no need to run you through how I cut the other wood, the other, you know, the fence pickets and the other trim wood, because it's pretty much the same. You set your miter saw. If you're gonna come to those corners, you got to set them at 45 degrees. So you set your miter at 45 degrees, right? Then you want to cut that. Cut that edge off. I'm going to turn my my vacuum on. That's kind of loud, right? But you'll cut that at a 45-degree angle. You see that? Okay. And then the other side is a 45-degree. But first, we need to measure the inside dimension of the box itself. First of all, I want to make sure I'm square, right? So 21 and, you know, 15/16, same there. So I'm square. Now here's the easiest way to do that, and that would be to measure the inside dimension here. So it's about 11. Whoops. As you can probably tell, it's about 11 and a half. Right? It should be the same here, 11 and a half. Okay. And you want to measure the inside of the wood. Let me get this up here. I'll get my marker. What's in my pocket? My marker. So you want to measure the inside here, 11 and a half. So we'll place the, I usually go in a couple of inches, right? Just to get my marker correct, 11 and a half plus the 2 inches. Whoops. 11 and a half plus the 2 inches is 13 and a half. So I'll mark it at 13 and a half. Okay? And I'll take that over to the saw. Now, granted, that's the inside, right? So we need to make sure that we cut that 45 correct. What we do is we need to change the 45 to the other direction. So what we do is we just move our miter saw over to 45 degree. And we want to, hopefully you can see this, we want to make sure that we're cutting right on the line there. There's the marked line. We want to make sure we're cutting right on that line, okay? Just like that. And this should be 11 inches from here to here. And then we'll take that back over to the box here, and you'll notice that it sits right inside here and here. Now you notice we got a little bit of a lip here, so we're going to have kind of a gap on the outside, but we'll fill that up with putty, wood putty, before we paint it, okay? But that's about right, okay? And then I'll check it for this side as well, right? It should be the same. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll mark another one on, and then cut it on the miter saw. That way I have the two, and then I'll put them on, and then I'll do the inside measurement on this piece and cut that. So let me do that quick. Mark it, set them out flush on this end. Mark this, and the key to this is to make sure you cut right on the line. Okay, so now I got to switch my 45, right? I got to line that up with the saw. I don't know if you can see that or not. See if we can do this without me getting my big head and stuff in the way. All right, so see how I'll have that lined up right on the mark. All right, I want to cut right on the line. Okay. And that'll be my two pieces. Now we'll go ahead and put those on. Put this forward. So here we are, we're going to put these two pieces on now. We're going to line up on the inside, just right here in the corners, right? Line those up really, really flush in those corners. Then we're going to put a brad nail right here. And then on this end. And we're going to put one in the center. Okay? Want to make sure that you don't have it come out the side that way or on the inside this way. Now what we're going to do is the same thing on this side here. We'll line that up on the inside corner. We'll put a brad nail there. Brad nail there. One in the center. On the bigger planters, what we'll do is we can put like 2 or 3 in the center, but right now we'll just, I mean, that's plenty that'll hold that in. So now what we're going to do, we could measure the inside here, or we could measure the outside. I normally measure the outside to match, because the 45 should match. We just need the outside dimensions from here to here. So our outside dimensions from there to there is about 15.5. So what we're going to do, we'll go over here now. Bring this 45 to us. We'll put it on the end of there. And we'll mark 15.5. Right? Okay, so now that's the outside corner, not the inside corner. So we want to make sure that we have this. We're going to have to switch this back over to 45 the other direction. We have to make sure that we kind of line that up where it's going to cut right on that mark. All right? So hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. You get over here. Yeah. You see my fingers? No. You can see that, all right? Now I'll take it over here and make sure it fits, and then I'll come back and cut another one quick. Just always better to match them up the best you can, and then cut the other one. All right, so we got 2 of them, or I need 2 of them. So what I'll do now is I'll just go ahead and mark this one, flush it out on this side, mark it on this side, cut on the mark. Okay, switch our 45. Line it up, right? Cut on the mark, just like that. Kind of kicked up on me, but I had it under my hand. Normally doesn't do that. Okay, now we'll go over here and put that on here. Now we'll back this out. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to put these on here like this. That's going to finish out this planter as far as the construction of the planter. All right, you want to put kind of the best of the 2 surfaces out, smoother of the 2, makes it better. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll match this up, all right? Put my brad nail in here, Now, here's a trick. Right here on the corner, to help those secure and stay so they don't start twisting on you, let's put a brad nail in this direction and a brad nail in this direction. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll do that on the same side over here. Now see, notice those are a little bit off. What we're going to do is we'll just bring that in like that, secure it the best we can, like that. Oh, here we go. I don't have it nailed, that's why. All right, so what we'll do is I'll put the brad nail in here, and then do this here. All right, and here. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of a lip there, maybe a little bit of a gap. We'll go ahead and I'll smooth that out with wood putty, sand it down to where it's a little bit smoother. A lot of times with this treated lumber, the wood's warped a little bit, or it just doesn't match probably, I guess. The cut's right. It's just that sometimes it just doesn't quite match up. Do that. And then over here, do this one. And you can tell that I am by all means not a 100% professional here. So then what I'll do, okay, then I'll put one right in the center. Okay, here, there. Yep. Okay, so there's the finished planter now. So there you have it. One rustic looking planter. And like I said, once I get this all cleaned up and painted, it'll look pretty nice. And then maybe put some potted flowers in there. And hopefully that'll end up selling at the farmers markets or the market festivals here in this county and surrounding counties. Listen, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would ask that you please subscribe to my channel and that you give it a thumbs up. Okay, and then maybe put some comments in there about how good of a carpenter I am or how bad of a carpenter I am. And then go ahead and share the video with your friends and your neighbors. Get my name out there, help me out as far as getting my subscriptions up. I'd really appreciate that support. And as always, God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.